People should be aware of snakes and take public transportation as they observe Tomb Sweeping Day. Tzu Chi volunteers in Paraguay distribute food to indigenous villagers. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Sue. Thank you for joining us. We begin our program today with some news from Taiwan. Tomb Sweeping Day is a holiday for people in Taiwan to honor their ancestors. Some people have already started this activity, as many are encouraged to take public transportation to avoid creating air pollution. Also, it is encouraged to avoid the use of burning joss paper and lighting incense. In addition, beware of snake bites when visiting graves.
Taiwan's humid weather is ideal for snakes. Every year, there are more than 1,000 people being bit by snakes. Beware of snakes hiding in the weeds on the tomb sweeping holiday. If you got bit by a snake, you should remember the significant details of the snake for a doctor to diagnose it more precisely.
Don't exercise too much and keep the body part lower than the heart so the toxin won't flow as rapidly. In most cases, the symptoms will appear within 2 to 4 hours.
On top of that, scrub typhus is a disease that breaks out in April and May and peaks in July and August every year.
The cases normally increase after Tomb Sweeping Festival. Most of them got infected after going outdoors for activities.
Scrub typhus can be mild or serious, depends on each case. Some patients only have scars on their skin, while others have their immune system impacted, and the fatality rate is about 60%.
The rickettsia virus will attack the blood vessels in the human body. Then the pathogen will spread to the whole body through the blood lymph.
When going to a wild area, remember to wear long-sleeved clothes and pants as well as gloves and boots to keep your skin from exposing to the potential bug and snake bites. In addition, cleaning all the clothes and taking a shower immediately after return home from the weed sites are also important to keep yourself from getting sick. Other than protecting yourself, we should also watch out for the environment when going tomb sweeping. According to the EPA, last year there are about 6,410 reported cases on burning dirt money in the open area. Among them, more than 1,000 are from Taichung City, New Taipei City, and Kaohsiung City. The imported amount of dirt money is about 180,000 tons, plus the 60,000 tons produced in Taiwan. It will produce nearly 6 million tons of PM 2.5.
The total particulate matter it will produce is about 8.5 million tons. Nitrogen oxides about 1.5 million tons, nearly 6 million tons of PM 2.5. It's a shocking amount of air pollution.
Alternatively, you can use flowers and fresh fruits to worship your ancestors so that the sincerity for ancestor worship won't become a threat to the environment, keeping the air clean for future generations.
In the past, Nanto's police is proud of its beautiful sceneries and has even encouraged foreigners to stay for a long period of time. However, recently air pollution has worsened in Puli. Therefore, a group of female volunteers have formed an association to fight air pollution. They put on skits to educate people about the seriousness of air pollution. Let's take a look at how these volunteers are fighting for a better environment for our future generations. There's beautiful scenery in Puli. A few years ago, local people promoted a long-stay plan, encouraging foreigners to live here. However, in the past years, due to the increase of PM 2.5 particles, its air quality has worsened.
About 5 years ago, when we drove here on Highway 6, the child's eyes started to feel irritated once we passed the tunnel.
According to scholars, besides pollutants from other areas, after the construction of Highway 6, the pollution created by the large number of cars and the burning of trash have worsened the problems. In 2015, a group of female volunteers put on a skit on the police streets to raise people's awareness of the seriousness of air pollution. Among them is a group dedicated to decreasing PM 2.5 particles.
We all know that our smelling could become fatigue. Therefore, if we stay in a polluted area for a long time, we will not be able to smell the pollution.
Lin Jiaying, who runs a bookstore, is able to lecture on air pollution. She joined several female volunteers and formed an association 4 years ago. They tell stories to educate people about air pollution. They've recruited many young people.
People need to face a lot of pressure while fighting for a better environment. I think they are very brave.
These brave women are taking actions to do something for the environment, hoping to create more possibilities for our future generation. Many want clean air are not seeking out a cause of air pollution. There are many causes, such as vehicles, which are mobile sources of pollution, and factories, which are fixed sources. According to the EPA, 36% of Taiwan's PM 2.5 air pollution comes from vehicles. While everyone wants to breathe clean air, it is up to the government to reduce various sources of pollution. Here is our report.
This is a situation where hydrogen sulfide levels on site are very high. Because it has caused air pollution, we have already imposed the highest penalty of $30,000, according to Article 31 of the Air Pollution Prevention Act.
There have been a number of accidents at the CPC Guishan refinery. Between 1996 and 2016, there were 5 fires. In addition to these accidents, major air pollution incidents in Taiwan also include the explosion of the Fuguo chemical plant, the dioxin pollution of duck eggs in Zhanghua, Kaohsiung Taoliao pollution incident, and the Mailiao 6 naphtha cracker facility fire.
In terms of air pollutants, where PM 2.5 increases by 10 micrograms per cubic meter, the mortality rate increases by 4%. Cardiovascular disease will increase by 6%, and lung cancer will increase by 8%.
According to data from the EPA, sources of PM 2.5 in Taiwan, mobile pollution sources account for 30 to 37%. Fixed industrial sources account for 27 to 31%, and other sources are 32 to 43%. Among them, industrial pollution has long been criticized.
One is industry and the other is transportation. But when it comes to industry, one of the worst polluters in Taiwan is the 6 naphtha cracker facility.
NTU Institute of Health Behavior Dean Zhang Chanchuan has conducted long-term study on pollution caused by the 6 naphtha cracker facility on neighboring communities. He has studied their health and found that the effects can be felt in both Yunlin and Zhanghua.
When the emissions enter the airstream, their impact can spread with a big impact on those downstream.
According to these experts, we are downstream from Yunlin and Jiayi and are high up in this high-rise dozens of stories above the ground, and seeing that the air quality in Jiayi is quite bad. This has been caused by pollution, and though these chimneys may be far away, they are contributing to the pollution felt by people in daily life. Scooters descending from the Taipei Bridge is now world famous, making many international publications. November 2017, the Transport Ministry announced a survey on the use of scooters, finding that Taiwan has the largest density in Asia. The average number of scooters is some 378 per square kilometer. Much of the PM 2.5 mobile pollution source is generated by scooters.
First place are first and second generation old trucks, which account for about 11 to 16% of pollution, because they have no pollution equipment and emit smoke directly.
If there is no exhaust inspection, this source of pollution in Taiwan will continue. The EPA said that the current number of diesel trucks over 20 years old is about 80,000. They not only emit nitrogen dioxide, but also contribute more than 1/10 of PM 2.5 to Taiwan, the equivalent of 5 Taichung power plants.
There are probably 2 ways to do this. We can just replace all vehicles by letting them go, and we can institute traffic control measures, not letting vehicles into certain city areas.
However, experts say that the government should be more realistic about tracking back the source of pollution.
The number of days with bad air quality in the south is much higher than that of the greater Taipei metro area. Therefore, traffic is a source of pollution. But the deterioration of air quality in southern Taiwan is related to industry.
Unfortunately, each chimney plays a role in Taiwan's economy. Apart from demanding emission reductions, the government has yet to have other means of controlling emissions from factories. It is even less likely that it will emulate China and impose work stoppages. If we do not propose a more efficient approach, air pollution could one day degrade and ultimately destroy Taiwan.
Patients with dementia or disabilities often can't go out for help themselves when feeling uncomfortable in bed. To promote long-term care 2.0, the biomedicine industry has invented a fiber mat that can record the elder's physical condition. This innovation impressed the public at the Smart City exhibition. Let's take a look.
全世界最薄的光纤电只有 1.5 mm.
It's thin, but it has many functions. For elders who are sick at home without professional nurse around, the smart mat allows the family and doctors to monitor the patient's body conditions with the app. Even a change of breathing rhythm from a simple movement can be detected.
It can detect if you are breathing too slow or too fast, even how many times you breathe, and for adults, it's able to count their heart rate.
As soon as one gets off bed, the robot comes near slowly. This is the AI guarding robot invented by Taiwanese, and it can monitor the patient's every single move for 24 hours.
When the elders leave the bed or having irregular breathings, the robots can come close to them immediately and turn on the video monitor to connect to the family, nurse, or doctors right away.
Smart technology integrated with medicine as well as education and green power, the Smart City exhibition has attracted hundreds of city governors from 33 countries to come and share a platform for future innovations to advance.
As technology advances, it is important to integrate Dharma teaching with technology. Jingsi halls in different areas have set up exhibitions that integrate technology with Dharma teaching. Therefore, Taichung Jingsi Hall has hosted a training camp for volunteers to learn how to use 3C products in exhibitions. Let's join them there.
When I bow down, there's a spot on my head.
Zhang Tingxu shares his experience to coordinate an exhibition and volunteer down the stage, carefully listen and write notes down. The age of incorporating technology in Buddhism teaching is here, and it is necessary to integrate.
The master came to Hsinchu to give us a home, but it feels like many things are lacking at the Jingsi Hall, so she hopes us to make something that can teach Buddhism.
Volunteers from everywhere absorb the past experiences carefully in hopes to enrich the content of their exhibition.
This can inspire us to have more ideas, so we can combine our local situations with Tzu Chi's humanistic culture to spread the goodness and great love of Tzu Chi for more people to know.
From building up the concept to learning the techniques, we can expect the future exhibitions to teach Buddhism in a more lively way.
In Paraguay, city volunteers recently traveled to an indigenous village to conduct a food distribution. They were notified by the village chief that the children here have been starving for days due to crop failure. The volunteers hoped the food distribution could give villagers enough food to eat to avoid the onset of illnesses. Let's join them there.
The continuous calling by the cicadas forms the natural symphony of this native village. Tzu Chi volunteers came from Ciudad del Este with a lot of vegetables, rice, and noodles. The villagers surround them with curiosity. Then the volunteers start the food distribution.
Thinking that the children would suffer from malnutrition, I asked Tzu Chi for help on everyone's behalf. I want to thank the volunteers for coming quickly to help us. May our God be with you.
We were here 2 days ago on the short notice. They are very poor here because they didn't have a good harvest, so every child is starving. Thus, we came 2 days ago to evaluate and came again today to deliver the goods to them.
Preparamos también semilla. ¿Será que usted puede plantar también?
The food will be finished one day, but the volunteers have a good idea. The volunteers are giving every family 17 types of vegetable seeds and hope that when they meet again, they will see these families being self-reliant with these vegetables.
Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters brought their DaAi mobile pantry to La Piante district in East Los Angeles to distribute food to the low-income families. About 200 households have received this help.
More than 30 volunteers meet at La Puente neighborhood in East Los Angeles to host the first DaAi fruit and vegetables distribution. This time, the volunteer team includes representatives from the Rowland School District and New Century Lion Club, as well as Tzu Chi volunteers. Everyone cooperates smoothly and did well on their part of jobs. The coordinator from the Family Resource Center said that there are about 75% of students in the school district that need to apply for free or low-budget lunches.
And I can always count on Tzu Chi Foundation to come and help me and give me ideas, and they are very, very, very valuable partners in the work that we do at the Family Resource Center.
The reality is if students are coming to school and they're hungry and they don't have food in their stomachs, they're not going to be focused on reading and writing and math. They're going to be worried about having food in their stomach.
We don't have enough money to buy this fresh food. We have to say thank you for you guys. Bring this to our community.
In the past, these parents need to worry about where to get fresh food for their children. Now with DaAi fruit and vegetable cart here in the community, they can finally feel a bit eased and be able to have a healthy diet.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Orange County, California, started holding 3 free clinics every year in Santa Ana since 2013. The free clinics provide services from Chinese medicine, Western medicine, dentistry, and ophthalmology departments. Many of the patients who seek medical attention at the free clinics start lining up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
This is a very needy part of our county. We have a lot of immigrant residents, lower income families.
I work in the IT area. I came here because I wanted it to offer my professional skills.
Just the smile that she had, it reminded me of a little kid at Disneyland for the first time. And like I said, stories like these are many.
You are so kind that you came to treat us. Donating a coin bag is just my little payback. I hope it can help anyone in need.
We put this bamboo bank at the front office, and when the families came to the office and they asked what is that, we can explain what is Tzu Chi Foundation do for our community and especially for Madison.
A patient has been receiving dialysis at Tzu Chi Butterworth Dialysis Center in Malaysia since 2016. Although her right leg has been amputated, it has never stopped her from giving of herself. She still weaves baskets, collects recyclables, and donates money every month because she enjoys helping others.
The baskets made from wrapping paper are one of the welcome presents in the Tzu Chi event. The baskets are made by Tzu Chi volunteers and also these dialysis patients. Baby B takes charge of the folding the wrapping paper.
She folds them for us so we can do it faster. After she folds them, I will use them to make baskets.
I fold over 200 a day and give them to them.
Baby B must receive dialysis and has lost a leg, but she can cook 3 meals every day for herself and her husband.
Where can I go? So I stay at home and cook, and my husband can eat when he returns. I don't want to wait until he returns and then I make dishes in my wheelchair.
She also makes donations every month and does recycling.
I feel it's nice to help people. There's a fixed amount of how much we eat, so if we can help a little, we'll do it.
She is handicapped physically, but her mind is not. The more she can give, the happier she feels.
In Shenyang, China, Tzu Chi volunteers promote environmental protection regularly in different communities. The volunteers recently went to a community to pick up trash to find any resources that can be recycled. In addition, they also help restore the community to its former look.
The cold season has passed and the weather in northeast China gradually warms up. Shenyang Tzu Chi volunteers use the nice weather to pick up trash in the community.
对，它是啥都有啊。
We can see any type of trash litter here, such as dog's poop and lunch boxes. Even the things that are not used at home are littered everywhere.
家里不用的这个东西，也都随处乱扔。
Showing sympathy for the earth, Tzu Chi volunteers work very hard to clean the environment without neglecting any corners.
整个一个小区全塑料袋儿。这是塑料垃圾太害人了。 咱得让这个水渠发挥水渠的功能哈，不能让它变成一个垃圾场。
Besides picking up trash in the community, volunteers also promote environmentally friendly enzyme.
I am promoting environmentally friendly enzyme here because many uncles and aunties are quite interested in it. Many aunties have brought brochures and enzyme back home to make it.
After a busy morning, more than 10 volunteers have finally restored the community to its former look.
哎呀，这趟环保，这真是不白做，太有收获了，太有收获了哈！哎呀，咱们今天干了2个小时哈，不只是这些垃圾，还有很多瓶子啊。 瓶子那些我们都留起来了，都是宝贝。
Treasuring resources and practicing recycling, Tzu Chi volunteers take the lead, inviting community residents to carry out environmental protection in their daily life.
In our next report, we'll meet a dedicated senior recycling volunteer in Malaysia. Feng Chen-Chu, who's already 80 years old, takes the bus to head to the recycling station every day. For her, recycling has become an important part of her life, and she enjoys volunteering to protect the environment. Feng Chen-Chu, who's 80 years old, is waiting for the bus. She's heading to Tzu Chi's recycling station, as sorting out recyclables has become an important part of her life.
My daughter volunteers with Tzu Chi, and she told me, "Mom, please join Tzu Chi." Then I asked her where Tzu Chi is. She said Tzu Chi is in Penang.
Feng Chen-Chu, who lived in Butterworth, moved to Penang to live with her son. She has continued her habit of doing recycling there.
I've always thought that helping out at the recycling station is a good activity, therefore I fully support her.
After doing recycling in Butterworth in several years, I moved over here. Then I found the recycling station here and started recycling. It is no big deal. For us seniors, we just want to volunteer happily.
Feng Chen-Chu has learned many recycling skills. She can even become the teacher for young people.
I've been doing this for a long time. Therefore, when students come for a visit, the other recycling volunteers will tell them to ask me about recycling.
Despite her old age, Feng Chen-Chu still gives of herself at the recycling station every day, gaining joy through serving. Tzu Chi has designed lessons to enhance the abilities of the seniors. The first introduction of the lesson was held in Taoyuan, Taiwan, attended by more than 150 volunteers, most of them being more than 60 years old. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.